Chris. Thank you very much. And the Raiders have won the toss, and they will defer. So the Redskins will get the ball first, and the Raiders will get it in the second half. And the new kick returner is Joshua Morgan, and Sebastian Janikowski will be kicking off for the Raiders. So 68 degrees on this Indian summer afternoon in the East Bay, and the game is underway, and Janikowski kicks it out of the end zone. So Robert Griffin III coming out. And there you see, trying to get to 300 passing yards for the fourth straight game. That would be a first for him.
You know what? I think they'd be pretty happy if he didn't get to that 300 yards and they were able to establish a running game. This offense controls the tempo of football games last year when Alfred Morris and him were running the ball well. We'll see if they get back to that a little bit today. I'm anticipating that they do.
Garcon in motion to the left, and the handoff is to Morris. And Morris doesn't get much, but he has to be an impact player for the Redskins offense.
If this offense is going to stay on balance, they need Alfred Morris to shine today. Needs more carries. Pierre Garcon has been part of a fourth of Robert Griffin III's passing yards. He's a tough receiver. He's been great for him this year. Lamar Houston, I think, adds a touch to this 4-3 scheme at defensive end. And Charles Woodson, there's not enough superlatives to say about his career. He brings leadership to a much needed defense that has turned over 9 players from last year.
On 2nd and 10, and again they go to Morris, and Morris gang tackled after picking up 2 yards. And Pat Sims, the former Bengal, the nose tackle right in the middle of all of that. So as these teams face each other for the first time since '09, what are the 3 burning questions entering this game, Rodney?
You know, it's got to be run DMC. Will he get through these Redskins tacklers? They've been so bad. He's going to look to get downhill. We're going to find if Washington can find some balance. We'll continue to talk about it. They've been at a skew for these last. And the last one, of course, is Matt Flynn getting his first start as a Raider. See how he adjusts.
3rd down and 8 pass incomplete to Santana Moss. And so the Raiders defense get the Redskins attack 3 and out.
See, Robert Griffin makes a great throw here to Santana, and he's sure-handed. Usually expect him to come down with that. It's an incompletion.
So Sav Rocca is in to kick, and Philip Adams deep for the Raiders. Good kick by Rocca, and Adams at the 27 has some running room and finally is stopped at around the 35-yard line. So here is Matt Flynn making his 3rd NFL start and his first start with the Raiders, and he had some impressive numbers, including a record-breaking game on January 1st, 2012 with the Packers.
His first 2 starts in the league, he was very impressive. Enough so that he had an opportunity to be the starter in Seattle. Did not win that. Lost to Russell Wilson. Same situation here. Comes in. McKenzie brings him in to be the starter, but loses out to Terrell Pryor in the preseason. But he's getting his first opportunity today. We're going to see how he fares against his Washington Redskins defense.
And on 1st down, here is McFadden breaking a tackle and gets a first down. And up to midfield is Darren McFadden, who only gained 9 yards in 12 carries. Last week picks up 14 here.
The Raiders start in that gun read option to give him in that look. Give it to McFadden. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, bounces off a couple of tacklers. See, Terrell Pryor is real excited. This offense is still moving in high gear without him.
Pryor expected to be in there. Started to practice late in the week. And on 1st down, Flynn's pass is tipped incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So when the Raiders have the ball, who are the impact players here, Rondé?
Without Terrell Pryor, you got to look at Darren McFadden. Need him more than ever today. He's adjusted to this Greg Olsen offense. He's getting more downhill. Khalif Barnes starting at left tackle after starting at right tackle last year will have a tough day against Brian Orakpo. Last week we talked about Ryan Kerrigan. This week it's Orakpo. See if he can impact this game. And then London Fletcher, the oldest guy on the team. He had a sack and 12 tackles last year. This is his 244 consecutive start, and that is a record since 1970.
McFadden getting 6 yards, and Reed Downey making the tackle. And a 6-yard gain by McFadden, off to a good start as he comes out of the game, replaced by Rashad Jennings. So it should be a big battle today, and you look at the Raiders, who are coming in third in rushing in the league against the Redskins, who are tied for 30th in rushing defense.
Obviously, that's the biggest story of the day to me. But another one has been, for these Redskins, is third down. They get off the field here.
And on third down, Flynn having time, but he's going to be tackled from behind at midfield. Back at the original line of scrimmage by the man you pointed out, an impact guy on defense, Brian Orakpo. And so fourth down coming up for Oakland.
Orakpo's going to come in off the left side of your screen here. Matt Flynn has nowhere to go with this ball. He spins off. Barnes drags him down for the sack. That was really good coverage there in the back end by the Redskins. Got 6 defensive backs in the game. Last week they were almost exclusively single high. To that snap right there, they dropped back into coverage. Had nowhere to get rid of the ball.
Marquette King kicking to Chris Thompson. And he's going to let the ball bounce at the 10. And it's going to be a big advantage to the Raiders, who down it at the 11-yard line. So Mike Shanahan comes back. Of course, he coached the Raiders when they were in Los Angeles for a year and a half, but his 21-7 record against Oakland is the most wins he has against any opponent.
Well, he had that year and a half here, and then left in his second year and went to Denver. Spent a lot of years in this AFC West. Was wildly successful with the Broncos, as we all know. For whatever reason, he seems to have this team's number over the course of his coaching career.
And all of those wins have come when he was with the Broncos. So the ball is at the 6-yard line. And we said originally it was the 11. They move it up to the 10. So they cheated the Redskins with a couple of yards. So they'll place it at the 10, where it'll be first down.
It will hit the returner, I think, at the 6-yard line, but it ricocheted back towards the 10-yard line. They got that spot right.
Ripping the throw on first down, and the pass is incomplete. Darrell Young defended by Tracy Porter. So talked about Mike Shanahan and his AFC West connections. 22 of his 29 years in the AF West, and as he mentioned, started with the Broncos as a receiver coach, and then head coach of the Raiders for 20 games. Lasted 4 games in his second year, and then went to the Denver Broncos, where he led them to 2 Super Bowls back-to-back.
Pretty impressive resume there.
Second down and 10.
Funny to me how that picture when he was younger looks just like his son. Exactly like that.
Who is the offensive coordinator. And here on the read option is Griffin going outside. Good pursuit that time by the Raiders, led by Tracy Porter. Coming off a concussion, left last week's game. Former Denver Bronco in his own right. And that'll bring up third down and 9.
First shot of the read option for the Washington Redskins. They ran it a bunch last year. He only pulled it twice.
Welcome to viewers who saw the Seahawks with a big rally against the Texans. It is third down and 9. Second possession of the game for Robert Griffin III and the Redskins. Third down and 9. Scoreless first quarter, and his pass incomplete. Overthrown, intended for Leonard Hankerson. So the Raiders should get good field position. Dick Stockton with Rondé Barber and Chris Budden here as the Redskins come in looking for their first win of the year. They're 0-3, and the Raiders trying to even their series on the season at 2-2. Sam Rocca will be kicking to Jacoby Ford. Raiders beaten soundly by Denver, and the kick blocked and recovered in the end zone for the touchdown, and it's Jeremy Stewart the undrafted rookie from Stanford who blocks Rocca's kick, and the Raiders get a defensive score. Special teams touchdown. Stewart made the recovery, and it was Rashad Jennings who blocked the kick.
Redskins have had a kicker down, not a punter. You see the block coming right through there to middle. Perry Riley looked to be getting out early, let his guy go. Easy block, touchdown for the Raiders.
And a special teams play, and the Raiders jump in front early here, and Janikowski giving the Raiders a 7-0 lead. They had good field position, and the block kick and the recovery by Stewart giving the Raiders the lead.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
And welcome back to the Bay Area. The Golden Gate Bridge looming large as the Raiders, with Stewart scoring after Jennings made the block of the kick at the goal line off of Sav Rocca's foot, and a 7-0 lead for Oakland. So another slow start thus far, but we've completed less than 5 minutes, and Janikowski's kick goes deep once again, and the Redskins will start from the 20. So RG3, looking for his first win of the year and his first completion of the game, will lead the Redskins when we come back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
And back here in Oakland, the Redskins will start from the 20. The last Raiders block punt was against the Chargers 3 years ago. First down for RG3, and he passes out to the left side, and a first down picked up by Joshua Morgan. Pierre Garçon making the reception, and a first down, picking up 15 yards on the play. He's been their big target this year, Rondé.
Yeah, one of the things about this read option it has turned into is more of a play action thing, situation for offenses. Fake the run, find the screen. Pierre Garçon, who is one of our impact players, expect him to get a lot of touches today. Picks up the first down, some hard running. Nice play for these Redskins offense to start these second drive.
8 receptions in the last 2 games. And here is Morris, and he is knocked back and losing a couple of yards. And the ball came out. Vance Walker and Brian Sanford is starting in place of Jason Hunter, the defensive end. And for a game break, here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, the game that many of you were watching, overtime between Seattle and Houston, is now over. 45-yard game winner by Steven Hauska keeps the Seahawks unbeaten. They fought back from 20-3 down at halftime to win it 23-20 in OT. Dick and Rondé.
All right, Kurt, huge victory on the road against the Texans after being down. Second down at 11, and here is Morris, and Morris diving forward close to the 40-yard line, picking up 4 yards on the play. So Morris getting a lot of attention early, has carried 4 times for 5 yards, and that will bring up third down and long for the Redskins.
We keep talking about this Redskins offense finding balance. They have to convert on third down so they can continue these drives and maintain that balance. Kyle Shanahan given a lot of reasons why they had so many passes last week. This is the main one. This third down, this distance, this down tells all the story every week.
Third down and 7, and the pass is incomplete. And it looked like they were going to Hankerson over the middle. It was way over his head, so fourth down. So the Raiders giving up 1 first down in the first 2 possessions, and Phillip Adams goes back as Rocca comes in again. His first punt, of course, was blocked, resulting in an Oakland touchdown. Good hang time and a fair catch by Adams just inside the 20-yard line. So Matt Flynn will be coming out again. See if he can move the Raiders offense. Oakland leading 7-0.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Captain Phillips, in theaters October 11th. By Nationwide Insurance, Nationwide is on your side. And by KFC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. KFC plus football equals Couchgating.
A welcome addition to the area, the new Bay Bridge, which opened on Labor Day weekend. And here, yes, it is. And here in Oakland, first down on the 19. Matt Flynn giving to McFadden, and he brings it out to the 22. Dennis Allen, who at age 41 is about 6 months younger than Mike Tomlin, is the youngest coach leading a team in the NFL, beginning his second year.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday. He was mentioning how much more comfortable he is in his role. You know, every day you go out and get better as a player. He says he's doing the same thing as a coach. A lot of excitement around Dennis Allen.
He said he's a rookie, and I was a rookie last year.
Matt Flynn is out at the bottom in the Wildcat formation.
And second down and 7, Jacoby Ford. So a little trickery early here by the Raiders doesn't get them much. It'll bring up third down and short at the 25-yard line.
Offenses do this. Matt Flynn's down here at the bottom. Got Darren McFadden in the backfield as an imposter at quarterback. Hands off to Jacoby Ford. You know, the offense obviously is not as dynamic. We talked about that in the open because Terrell Pryor is not playing. But this Wildcat formation that was in vogue a couple of years ago is one way to do this read-type option plays without using your unathletic quarterback, or not less athletic quarterback in Matt Flynn.
Third down and 4. Rashad Jennings is in there, and the slant pass is caught by Bryce Butler, and that'll be a first down. Butler last week dropped what would have been a first down against the Denver Broncos, and a good for 6 yards as the Raiders move the chains.
Matt Flynn, quick throw there, just now pass. We call it a now pass because basically you stand up and toss it. Uncovered receiver. Easy way to get a completion and a first down in this case.
First down, and the pass outside to Marcel Reese, the fullback, but the Redskins are right there, led by Josh Wilson, the cornerback. Well, Matt Flynn getting the first start in an Oakland uniform, won the national championship BCS with LSU in 08, 7th round pick of the Packers. He was Aaron Rodgers' backup in Green Bay, and then he signed a 3-year huge contract with the Seattle Seahawks. Lost the job to Russell Wilson in preseason, traded to Oakland. He was the quarterback here, named the quarterback before he lost it to Terrell Pryor, also in preseason. Second down and 12, and Jennings up the middle, and Jennings brings it out to the 33-yard line. Darryl Tapp making the tackle and a pickup of 4.
Matt Flynn has been a backup basically his whole career. When he was at LSU, he was backing up Jamarcus Russell, and Jamarcus Russell decided to leave his junior year, giving Matt Flynn an opportunity to play. You mentioned he won the national championship, spent all those years backing up Aaron Rodgers, and now has been a backup in his next 2 destinations as well.
Third down and 8. And Flynn flips it out to Rashad Jennings. Jennings breaking a couple of tackles, and the Redskins' problems with tackling continues, and a first down up to the 44-yard line. An 11-yard pickup before E.J. Biggers, your former teammate at Tampa Bay, brings him down.
Well, this has been the biggest problem. You see the back right here. He'll slip out of the backfield there. Nobody open down the field. Redskins are playing a soft zone, but when you play that soft zone, the check down is always there. As a defense, all you got to do is come up and tackle and get off the field, force a fourth down. The Redskins have been very bad at that this year, and the problems continue on that third down for the Raiders.
And here is Flynn going downfield, and the pass is caught right around the 20 by Denarius Moore, the big play receiver who caught a 73-yard touchdown pass last week, over 124 yards receiving, gets 34 big ones here.
You see Denarius working on the rookie Emerson, loses at the line of scrimmage. He does, and it's Matt Flynn throws it on time. Bad technique by the corner. Denarius Moore, we know he has speed. You know he has some big play ability. He showed it last week. He shows it again right there.
And the Raiders
rookie cornerback
trying to identify who their #1 receiver is. Is it Streeter or is it Moore, and a first down. And here is Jennings, and Jennings gets inside the 20. Time for a game break. Let's check in again with Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Chargers off to a good start down the coast from you against the Cowboys. Nice throw from Phillip Rivers to Danny Woodhead. 26 yards on the touchdown. It's 7-0 in the first quarter, Dick and Rondé.
All right, thank you very much, Kurt. And so the Giants are now 0-4. Denver is leading Philadelphia by 10. And if Dallas struggles, the Redskins, who's still looking for their first win, it's been a kind of a weak start for the NFC East, but they got to get a win. They have their bye week coming up next week. Trailing here 7-0. And it'll be the 9th play of this drive. And here's Flynn with a pump fake and the pass, and incomplete. And Brian Arapko, they're nearly coming up with it. Reese was the intended receiver.
Really clever play here by Oakland. You see Arakpo there. They faked the slip screen. Marcel Reese is running to the end zone. Brian Arakpo showing that athletic ability. That would have been an unbelievable play if he would have came down with that interception.
3rd down and 7. Flynn on 3rd down and 7 has time. Touchdown! Michael Rivera, the rookie from Tennessee. His first NFL touchdown.
Michael Rivera's sister there, star of Glee, excited for her brother's first touchdown of the day. Matt Flynn made a great throw right there. Had some time. Redskins were dropping in the zone. He found his guy running through that defense for an easy touchdown.
Janikowski with the extra point, and it's 14-0. So the Glee came early for the Rivera family. The first NFL touchdown for Michael Rivera. 14-0 Raiders. The Raiders leading 14-0. A block kick, special teams touchdown, and now the pass to Rivera.
You see Rivera right here in the slot. Redskins are playing an underneath defense. He gets by those. There's three deep defenders. Finds an area right between D'Angelo Hall and the safety. Nice simple throw and catch for a touchdown there for the Raiders.
10 plays, 81 yards, and the ball bounding into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback as Jankowski, and here is Naya Rivera, the sister of Michael. You can see her on Fox in Glee, and full of glee there as the Raiders have opened up a 2-touchdown lead. And here are the Redskins from the 20-yard line, now trailing 14-0 with 3:06 to go in the first quarter. Griffin looking, and his pass will be caught for the first down, shy of the 35-yard line by Leonard Hankerson. And the hurry-up offense, Porter making the tackle in the secondary for the Raiders. 15 yards on that play.
Redskins find themselves in a similar situation as first 2 weeks, down early.
And the handoff is to Morris, breaks a tackle off the right side, and picking up nearly 9, gets 8 yards on the play with Woodson and Brandon Ross, who's starting in place of Tyvon Branch at strong safety today.
See this hurry up. They're trying to get the momentum back. And I think it's important, though, even though they're doing this, they still try to focus on getting Alfred Morris the ball.
2nd and 2, and they're going to go to Morris again, and Morris may have enough for the first down out to the 46. Redskins being outscored in the first half. Big problems for this team. Last week they held the Lions even, but it's been 81-21 in the first half, and 2 of the 3 touchdowns have been defensive touchdowns. Here is Griffin, and the pass to a wide open receiver at the 39 is Hankerson. And he has caught 2 passes on this drive, and he gets 16 that time.
I was going to say that Robert Griffin wasn't very accurate start this game, but he's finding on this drive. You see Hankerson, the double move there on Mike Jennings. Strong throw by Robert Griffin III. Keep these chains moving. This Redskins offense using this up-speed tempo to try to get back on track here early.
And there is Morris Morris getting extra yards. And he'll find himself 1 yard shy of the first down as he gets to the 30. So Morris and the up-tempo offense, and you're right about Griffin. He was 1 for 5 passing and has completed both of his passes to Hankerson here on this drive. It'll be 2nd down and 1. And the handoff to Morris cuts upfield and has a first down inside the 25. And Kevin Burnett, the former Dolphin, making the tackle. 7-yard gain. The play selection, which was heavy into the pass so far this year. And you see the difference between this year and last year.
That's a stark difference.
Running and now throwing. And the pass complete inside the 10 to Niles Paul, the tight end. And it seems, Rondé, when the Redskins went hurry up, they woke up offensively and been moving the ball impressively.
Well, you can see what the effect that it's having on this Raiders defense. The confusion, guys trying to get lined up. Washington's in complete control right now.
16-yard gain, under a half a minute remaining in the quarter. 1st and goal.
Up-tempo offense brings energy, gets guys excited. They got to lock in because things are happening so fast. You see Robert Griffin running around trying to get everybody to play.
Play action and the pass. And it's going to be a catch at the 4. Garcon holding on to the ball despite the tough hit by Charles Woodson, the veteran free safety. And that will do it. That is the end of the first quarter. The Raiders leading the Redskins 14-0, but Washington threatens inside the 5 of Oakland. Start of the second quarter, 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. 3 wide receivers and Roy Helu Jr. And the 3 are locked up in a bunch to the right. Here's the pressure on Griffin. And he is forced to throw the ball away. So the Raiders putting pressure on, and a flag goes down right around the 19-yard line. Don't know if a receiver was in the area. Lamar Houston storming in on Griffin.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Dick. There was no receiver over there.
Intentional grounding. Number 10 offense. The quarterback never got out of the pocket and threw the ball across the line of scrimmage. Loss of down. 3rd down.
So the loss of down, and it'll be 3rd down. Losing 14 yards back to the 18.
Yeah, if he gets out of the pocket and does that exact same thing, there's no penalty, but there's no receiver over there. He's in the pocket, obviously trying to take advantage. Having nobody in the area to get rid of the ball. Penalty, loss of down.
Those are Griffin's passing numbers, 5 for 10 for 63 yards. And a timeout. First one of the game. Timeout called by the Redskins, trailing 14-0. So another frustrating first half for Mike Shanahan.
A lot of the same things that we saw in the first 2 games with the Redskins. Getting down early, having to start pressing on offense. We're seeing a little bit of that right now.
Well, we want to remind you, Fox Tuesday is all new with a night of comedy that can't be beat. Don't miss Dads, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, New Girl, and The Mindy Project. It's all new starting at 8/7 Central this Tuesday on Fox. So he had the ball inside the 5-yard line. Now it's back at the 18, an intentional grounding call against Griffin. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
Probably feeling good if you're a Redskins fan there. That drive down inside the 5-yard line. Now looking at a 3rd and pretty long. You got to think that they're just going to try to get some points out of this drive.
Looked like they were going to get the touchdown when the second quarter began. And here is Griffin, and he goes underneath to Garcon. Garcon to the 10 to the 5, charging toward the goal line. And no signal given. Mike Jenkins, defending, pushed him out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. So it'll be 4th and goal at the 2. Garcon nearly made it into the end zone.
See Pierre Garcon getting down that sideline. Foot may have been out of bounds there at the 3, or they're calling it out of bounds at the 3. That was a great effort. That was a design play there, Dick, to go underneath all that dropping coverage and have the guys on the other side of the ball block for him. Pierre Garçon did a great job running through all that traffic.
So John Potter, who had 2 field goals last week against the Lions,
Delay game.
and a delay of game penalty called against the Redskins, and will set the ball back 5 yards. Bill Levy and his crew working this game.
See this last play real quick. See how close Pierre Garçon's foot is to this line. If it's worth challenging. No, he was out. He was out on the 3.
So the 25-yard field goal by Potter is good, and the Redskins finally scored, but they had the ball inside the 5-yard line in a 2nd and goal. It's 14-3 Raiders.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the Samsung Galaxy S4. The next big thing is here by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And by Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Back here at the Coliseum in Oakland, RG3 6 of 11 for 79 yards. The Redskins going 11 plays, 73 yards. Griffin was 5 for 6, and they had to settle for a field goal after a intentional grounding call. Potter kicking off to Jacoby Ford, and he will not run it out. And the Raiders will get it at the 20-yard line. There's Terrell Pryor, who suffered a concussion Monday night against the Broncos, returned for 2 plays, and returned to practice in a limited way Thursday, took 20 snaps Friday, and was planned by the Raiders, Dennis Allen, to be the quarterback today, but he had a problem with the light, wanted a shield on his face, and they decided not to take any chances. So Matt Flynn making his first start in a Raider uniform. Darren McFadden, who had a hamstring problem, went to the locker room, now back in there. And here is McFadden, and he gets 1 yard.
When we talked to Terrell Pryor, it felt like he was going to play today. Things changed overnight, Saturday night. Had that sensitivity to the light, or just informed them that he had the sensitivity to light, and they're trying to be cautious with him. You know, the NFLPA is looking into the situation from last week, and I think the Raiders did the smart thing. They weren't sure about his health with that concussion, decided to sit him down today.
2nd down and 9, and here is McFadden off the left side, and McFadden takes it out to the 26. Merriweather makes the tackle. Before he went into the locker room, they were working on Darren McFadden on the sideline.
They're definitely working on that hamstring. You ever see that trainer digging his thumb in there, and then you see him with the baseball underneath his leg? I'm sure he stole it out of one of these A's dugouts here. He's probably feeling like he has a knot in his hamstring somewhere. Sometimes you can play with it, but you don't want to ever push it too far where you pull it. I think they're just being cautious with him.
Jennings is in at running back on 3rd down and 4. Pass caught for the first down by Denarius Moore, and Moore gets yards after the catch and takes it out to the 37-yard line. 34-yard pass from Flynn to Moore was the big play in the scoring drive of 73 yards the last time the Raiders had it.
You see a blitz right here by Emerson coming in. Safety is late coming over the top. Matt Flynn does a good job recognizing it, get the ball out to Denarius Moore for the first down. You know, this Washington Redskins secondary is a little beat up. Bakari Rambo, or not beat up, just in some turmoil. Bakari Rambo, who started early in the year, is out. Reed Dowdy is starting today at strong safety for these Redskins.
On 1st down, play action. Flynn had some time. Good coverage downfield by the Redskins, and forced to run out of bounds. Chased by Darryl Tapp. And for a game break, let's check in again with Kurt.
Well, when you've got Des Bryant, you just throw it up and let him go get it, right? That's what Tony Romo does, and Bryant does just that. 5-yard touchdown, ties the game at 7 in San Diego. Dick and Rondé.
All right, thank you very much, Kurt. And Bakari Rambo, who started the first 2 games of the season, was benched against the Lions last week.
Yeah, you see him there on the sideline. Even on their sub packages, when they get an extra defensive back in the game, I saw Jordan Pugh in there on that touchdown. Bakari Rambo not playing at all today for the Redskins.
And the handoff to Rashad Jennings, and Jennings brings it out to the 43, where Merriweather makes the tackle that previous play was the second sack of the game by the Redskins and a loss of 1, but a 6-yard pickup here by Jennings. 3rd down and about 6.
The Raiders, a good run there. Get this 3rd down to a manageable situation. 3rd and 4. Matt Flynn has been pretty good today on 3rd downs. 4 or 5.
3rd down and 5. Out of the shotgun is Flynn. And Flynn has a pass intercepted at the 43 by David Amerson. And he goes in for the touchdown. Matt Flynn intercepted, and a pick 6 for rookie David Amerson. The 2nd-round draft choice out of North Carolina State, and the Redskins back in the game.
David Amerson had a tough start to his career. He wasn't playing so well early. You see him over here covering Denarius Moore. Matt Flynn has some time in the pocket, tries to throw this ball late, doesn't see Amerson sneak underneath. Denarius Moore, easy catch, first touchdown of his career. That's the 3rd touchdown now for this Washington Redskins defense early in this football season.
Potter with the extra point, and it's 14-10. So D'Angelo Hall had the first team interception last week, ran it in for a touchdown, and right now David Amerson does the same, and now the Raiders lead is down to 4. David Amerson intercepting Matt Flynn, 45-yard return for a touchdown, his first NFL TD and interception, and the 3rd defensive touchdown for the Redskins this year, all coming in the first half. Raiders leading 14-10. Early here in the 2nd, Potter kicking to Jacoby Ford and running it out from 8 yards deep. And Jacoby Ford brings it out just shy of the 20-yard line. Tackled by Niles Paul. And Joshua Morgan is down. He is the wide receiver and the kick returner today for the Redskins. We'll take a timeout.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Check out the all-new Chevy Silverado at the Silverado versus All event.
Back here in Oakland, and Darren McFadden on the sideline with his helmet off, had a hamstring problem early, was taken to the locker room, so Rashad Jennings is in there, and the handoff is to Marcel Reese, and Reese brings it out 4 yards, or Janae Olawale with the carry, and there is McFadden, who gained 14 yards on 1 carry early, and he's the Raider chief injury, and Joshua Morgan went off just before we took a break.
Yeah, Janae Olawale is in the game as well, so that means Marcel Reese is not playing either. So both their starting running backs injured. Darren McFadden, without his helmet, still holding that hamstring. He looks like he might be done for the day.
2nd down and 6. And the pass caught by Rod Streeter, his first catch of the game. A couple of yards short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down. He is the steady receiver, and the question is who will emerge as the top receiver on this team, Moore or Streeter?
Well, it's a good problem to have when you have 2 guys fighting for that. Here's Josh Morgan. Not sure what his injury was. We saw it when he was running down the field on the kickoff, untouched. Something in that right leg, hip, hamstring.
3rd down and 2, and out of the backfield, and holding on is Jennings after the tough hit by Merriweather, managed to hold on to it close to the 1st down. And we may have a measurement here.
It's a nice strong tackle here by Merriweather. Matt Flynn gets this ball out of his hand real quick to the flat. Merriweather's right there. Hold Jennings just short of the 1st down, or just at the 1st down marker.
And just short by about a foot or even less. So 4th down. And Dennis Allen not taking any chances, of course, with a 14-10 lead. And not even beyond the 30-yard line in his own territory. Will send in Marquette King to punt it away, and Chris Thompson goes back deep for the Redskins. Redskins trying to find the answer in the kick return department, and Thompson just returning punch today, and Morgan.
Yeah, they lost Richard Crawford in the preseason to an injury, and he was going to be their primary returner. Since then, Thompson has done it. Josh Morgan was doing kickoff returns early in this game. We don't know his status. They're still looking for some answers on the special teams.
And King now goes up to the line, and they're going to fake, and at the line is Jacoby Ford. And it's going to be a first down, and Taiwan Jones, a defensive back, and the Raiders pick up good yardage. 19 yards and get close to midfield in a first down. So it's Taiwan Jones. And so far, Mike Shanahan's team totally befuddled on that 4th down punt attempt that results in a first down for the Raiders.
What a bold call by Dennis Allen. See Ford coming in, getting under center. All trickery, the ball goes through him and to the deep guy. That's a gutsy call there. That far backed up.
First down. Matt Flynn. And going deep, intended for Jaron Mastrud, the tight end. And well covered downfield by the Redskins will bring up 2nd down and 10. So pulling out all stops is Dennis Allen and the Raiders here.
Yeah, Bobby April. You know, these special teams coaches love to have some of these trick plays, and you practice them and you don't always get them called.
Chris Neald is the injured Redskin. And after the fake punt, Dennis Allen. Yeah. Timeout. Now it's Chris Neald who comes out of the game and replaced by the starting nose tackle, Barry Cofield. Joshua Morgan has a hamstring injury, questionable as to his return. Adjusting the play clock. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Raiders on their 47. Rashad Jennings has been the running back. Darren McFadden carried 5 times and has been shaken up, not in there now. And there is the screen pass out to Jennings. And Jennings close to the first down, misses by about 1.5 yards. Stephen Bowen, the right defensive end, making the tackle. And into Redskin territory go the Raiders, and it'll be 3rd and about 1 yard.
It's a good job by this Raiders offense. Even the quarterback, who hasn't played this much this year, at all this year, other than the preseason. Quick throw, get you to a 3rd manageable. That's what the Raiders have been doing well today, is getting 3rd down situations under 5-4 yards. Even better chance to convert these.
Different dimension with Flynn in there, and Flynn being chased, looks for the receiver, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. And that will bring up 4th down. It was Bryce Butler who was the intended receiver. Well, we've had a slew of injuries here this first half, and for an update on that, here's Chris Butler.
Well, Redskins' Josh Morgan came out. He was questionable with that right hamstring, but they do expect him to go back in. As for the Raiders, fullback Marcel Reese has been out for a couple series. He went in for an injury into the locker room. No update on his status, but he has not come back out yet.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. And now on 4th down, Marquette King kicking it to Chris Thompson, and this kick bounces into the end zone for a touchback. And the Redskins will take it out on the 20. Well, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and thanks to 2 Cleveland teams and former NFL linebacker and current Fox Sports 1 analyst Scott Fujita, many children with cancer are enjoying football games today. To support this effort, visit foxsports.com/Fox Sports Supports for more information. Ball control story. Oakland has had the ball more. 7 plays. Redskins trailing by 4 from the 20-yard line. Being chased is Griffin inside his 5. Fires it incomplete. Always a dangerous pass upfield when it remains in the field of play, and it was Jack Crawford putting on the pressure that time. Kurt Menefee with the game break.
And the Eagles finding the Broncos tough in Denver. Chris Polk, first NFL carry. It's a touchdown from 4 yards out. It's a 14-13 game. Dick and Rondé.
All right, and the handoff to Alfred Morris, and Morris off right tackle, picking up about 3. So the Eagles making things a little difficult right now for the Broncos.
This division, this NFC East, and we keep talking about this being a war of attrition in this division. 0-4 now, New York Giants. These Redskins don't have a win. Philadelphia 1-2. Dallas is losing to San Diego at the moment. Now, the Redskins, they get a win today, take their bye, go to Dallas. There's a chance they get right back in this thing. So they got to feel optimistic, got to have some urgency today.
3rd down and 7. Griffin stepping up, and the pass is caught. Good catch by Garcon. Upfield. And Griffin really zipped it that time, and up to the 39-yard line, picking up 17 yards.
Yeah, Pierre Garcon, you see Robert Griffin hanging out in the pocket. Pierre Garcon making another good catch for this team. And he really is their best option in the passing game. He continues to show it week in and week out.
And Roy Hellu Jr., and he may be stopped for no gain. And when the Redskins went to the hurry-up offense, they moved the ball impressively in the first quarter, though they had to settle for a field goal if you didn't get the touchdown.
Yeah, the intentional grounding call moved them 14 yards out of that red zone area. The offense is just looking for something, looking for a spark. That hurry-up did it. They're settled back down into their traditional set. This pistol formation, they run read option, run a lot of play action out of these sets now.
2nd down and 10. And there's the pressure in the pass. Incomplete. And that time it was Lamar Houston. So the Raiders are getting in on RG3 so far effectively today.
Yeah, there was some confusion there in the backfield. Robert faked one way, back went the other way. May have been coming out just for protection. You saw that overload there by the Raiders. 2 guys coming off free. Sets up a 3rd and 10, though, for these Washington Redskins. Pierre Garcon in the slot.
And Griffin pulls it down, dumps it off, and the catch is made by Roy Hellu Jr. And a big catch by the receiving back out of the backfield. In stride, Nick Roach making the tackle, and a 15-yard gain quiets the crowd.
You see Hilo right there. Robert Griffin drops back. Pierre Garcon runs that over route. He's looking for him, gets ready to pull the trigger. It's not there, finds his running back in the flat. He's able to get a 1st down.
Griffin now, 8 for 15 for 110.
Good improvised play there by Robert Griffin. He still has the ability to move around. We know he's not the runner that he was last year, but he's still very mobile.
And here is Morris back in the game and moving defenders out and picking up 4 yards with Sims making the tackle. That was the 11th carry for Morris in the first 2 games of the season when the Redskins were down by big margins at halftime. Didn't carry much, but only 15 carries last week in a game that was tied at halftime. And again, they go to Alfred Morris, and he'll be stopped about 2.5 yards shy of the 1st down as he gets into Raider territory.
Yeah, we heard from Coach Shanahan and from Kyle about that disparity in run pass. But I think in a close game, you got to continue to feed the ball to Alfred Morris. He is a game changer at running back.
3rd down and 3. And they go to Morris running the ball on 3rd and 3. And the Raiders, led by Christo Billikidi, stop Morris for no gain, bringing up 4th down. So shy of the first down, and the Redskins are going to go for it here on 4th down and 3.
No, I'm all right. I'm all right with this situation. It's 3rd and there's 3:20 or so left on the clock. The offense has only had one really productive drive so far today, and that was on a hurry up. Just like Oakland was trying to steal some momentum when they had that fake punt. Washington can steal a possession here if they can get a first down.
And the whistle blows, and a timeout was called. And I'm not sure that RG3 knew that the timeout was called by the Redskins. It is their second timeout. They're going to talk it over with a 4th and 3 coming up when we get back. We're back in Oakland, and the new season of The Ultimate Fighter is powerful, relentless, epic, and is just getting started. And see why the critics call Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate the best new rivalry in sports. It's the show everyone is talking about, The Ultimate Fighter, all new Wednesday, only on Fox Sports 1.
That is one scary-looking dude.
He's an Ultimate Fighter.
He is something. He's been here for a long time, put that much paint on.
Well, he's been in the black hole for a while, but now, after the timeout, the big play, 4th down and 3. Griffin going to get sacked in midfield by Charles Woodson. A safety blitz, and the old man Charles Woodson comes in and gets a huge sack, a loss of 10 yards, and the Raiders will take over in midfield.
Robert Griffin drops back here. I think he's looking for Santana Moss right there. Covered up by Paul Goat, tries to get out. It's not there. Charles Woodson coming off the edge, gets his 18th sack of his career.
You know, you were right. It's okay to go for it on 4th down as long as you don't lose yardage. And this was the worst case scenario for Mike Shanahan's Redskins. So Flynn handing off to Rashad Jennings. And Jennings picking up 5 yards on 1st down to the 46 of the Redskins. Running back injuries plaguing the Raiders, and let's check in with Chris.
And here's some updates. Darren McFadden, the running back, still questionable with that hamstring injury. As for your fullback, Marcel Reese, he is out for the rest of the game with a knee injury.
Well, they're really thin, Chris Button, in the backfield department. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders, leading by 4. And there's the pitch to Jennings. Rashad Jennings trying to cut upfield, and he picks up a couple.
Talked about this Raiders offense going to have to rely on the running game and Darren McFadden. Rashad Jennings, who only had 6 carries coming into this game, it now falls on his shoulders.
And an update on Chris Neal's injury. He has a right calf injury. Questionable is his return. It's a war of attrition out here. We have our 2-minute warning. The Raiders getting a special teams touchdown. The Redskins a defensive touchdown. It's a 14-10 score with 2 minutes to play. Coming up, it's the Visa halftime show. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Scores and highlights. It'll be 3rd down and 6. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Raiders have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. And Matt Flynn gets slammed by Ryan Kerrigan, and that'll be his 4th sack of the year, and a flag goes down at the 49 of the Raiders.
Holding, number 69 offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So they'll decline the holding penalty on Khalif Barnes, the left tackle.
Ryan Kerrigan has been probably the best player on this Washington Redskins defense. You see him over here at left end, runs a twist game or just goes up underneath the tackle. Clear shot. That was a strong pass rush. Matt Flynn didn't see him coming at all. Gets his 4th sack of this young season.
3rd sack of the game for the Redskins. They lose 7, and so Marquette King will be kicking from the 30. You know, that Raider offensive line has been in flux since preseason. Back is Chris Thompson. And Thompson running it from the 10. And Thompson gets it up shy of the 20-yard line, and Let's check in with Kurt Menefee for what's coming up on the Visa Halftime Show.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, we'll get you caught up on another great Sunday in the NFL. The undefeated Seahawks complete a Texas-sized comeback in Houston. The Chiefs stay unbeaten, too, with a win over the Giants. And the Vikings get their first win of the season over in London. It's all on the Visa Halftime.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much.
Another good week of football, Dick. A lot of good games.
And Charles Woodson making an impact. And another injury, that is Kaluka Mayaba, the weak side linebacker who backs up Kevin Burnett. So here are the Redskins with only one timeout remaining in the first half. First down from the 19. And the quick is out to Garcon. And he brings it out to the 23 where Kevin Burnett and Kalen Burnett combined to make the play. One of 19 sets of brothers who are active in the only duo on the same team in the National Football League.
That's very unique. Exciting. Got to be exciting for that family.
And here's Griffin's pass knocked away. Trying to go to Garcon again, and this time it was Kevin Burnett who very nearly had a pick.
Wow, he really telegraphed this pass. Kevin Burnett makes a great break here. See him showing at the line of scrimmage, drops back into coverage. Almost gets his hands there for that interception. That would have been a huge play.
Third down and 5. And for the Raiders, they get a stop here. Still have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
See Pierre Garcon down here working on rookie DJ Hayden.
And here is the pass. It's caught, but short of the first down by about 3 yards. Leonard Hankerson was hit immediately in a good play by Tracy Porter, the former Bronco. And now the Raiders call a timeout, their first. And with 1:11 to go in the first half, getting a chance to do something on offense. And another player is shaken up. It's Kevin Burnett, helped off the field.
He had one-on-one coverage down here at the bottom of the field. But he was looking at that combination route at the top. He had Pierre Garcon on off coverage with DJ Hayden. I'm kind of surprised he didn't make that throw down here. Usually get single high safeties. Go to that singled up matchup, and he decided not to.
Sam Rocca will be kicking to Jacoby Ford. 1:11 remaining and 2 timeouts left for the Raiders. Here is the fair catch for Ford, and it gets it on the 31-yard line. 14-10 the score. Since the start of last year, the Raiders have scored 99 points in the last 2 minutes of either half, second most in the NFL, so they got to be dangerous right here.
Well, you got to think they are. Obviously, got a different quarterback in Matt Flynn. And last year was Carson Palmer, who had pretty decent numbers for this team. Threw for 4,000 yards, 61% completion. They moved on from him, went to Terrell Pryor, now have Matt Flynn at quarterback. So it's not necessarily a true stat with this team this year.
Flynn 9 of 14 for only 93 yards. 1 interception return for the touchdown. The screen to Jennings. And Jennings will carry it out, picking up about 6.5 yards. London Fletcher making the tackle. You mentioned Fletcher playing in his 244th consecutive regular season game. And another Redskin is down, and that looks like D'Angelo Hall. Well, we have had Neal, Morgan, and now Hall as the Redskins charged with their 3rd and final timeout. And Darren McFadden questionable as to his return, and Marcel Reese, who's a good receiver, out of the backfield. Those are the 2 components in the backfield, also out.
See Bakari Rambo there talking about him earlier. D'Angelo Hall is engaged. I'm not sure what happened to him. He looked like he was holding his shoulder to me, Dick. I'm not exactly sure what his injury is. I guess we'll find out here momentarily.
.50 seconds remaining in the half. A block punt resulted in the first Raider touchdown, and then Matt Flynn hit Michael Rivera. First NFL TD for Rivera to make it 14-0 and now it's a 4-point lead. And D'Angelo Hall, distinguished career for him.
And they can ill afford to lose him. He's been the most consistent player in their secondary this year. He's got the 2 touchdowns on the year already. And this secondary's had a lot of turnover, a lot of influx of young guys. Merriweather finally playing. D'Angelo Hall has been the kind of the backbone of this secondary so far this season.
Told us that the ball's just not breaking our way, and his job, he said, is to keep the younger guys up. Don't hang your head. And there you see D'Angelo Hall, 40 career interceptions, and where he ranks among active players.
Yeah, 2 guys in this game. See Charles Woodson there at 55, D'Angelo Hall at 40. Both of those guys know how to get in the end zone, too. Charles Woodson, who had that sack earlier, told me this week he's trying to close in on 20. We've had that conversation a number of times over the years, get to that 20-20 mark. He's just about there now.
Not that easy, is it?
No, it's not.
Second down and 3. And here is Rashad Jennings. And Jennings close to the first down. Raiders still have 2 timeouts remaining. And it'll be 3rd down and short. And the quarterback sneak, first down for Matt Flynn. And a timeout with 27 seconds. That is the second timeout by the Raiders. They have one more to either go downfield or at least set up a field goal attempt.
It's a first down, 30-second timeout.
London Fletcher coming over the top. At the top of consecutive games played, passing Bill Romanowski.
That is an impressive stat that we're trying to emphasize how important this is, and it's almost impossible playing this position. That? Yeah, I know that guy. 240 was enough for me, but getting to 244 consecutive games played. He's still chasing Derek Brooks for his consecutive starts at linebacker. But his career has been impressive. He was largely unheralded for most of his career, but he's came to Washington. He's made some Pro Bowls.
First down at the 43-yard line, and the pass is dropped by Rivera, who caught the 18-yard touchdown pass earlier. That'll stop the clock with 23 seconds and bring up second down and 10. Still 1 timeout left for Oakland.
Not a lot of urgency here by these Oakland Raiders.
No.
Really content just to run the offense, take advantage of an opportunity if they can, but doesn't feel like a 2-minute situation right now.
Moore lined up at the top of the picture on second down and 10. Pass going up the middle and not even close, intended for Rivera and defended by Perry Riley Jr. So they had the linebacker on Rivera. Crowd looking for a holding call there and not getting it, so it'll be 3rd down and 10.
He just ran all seams there. 4 guys on vertical routes up the field. Redskins were in man-to-man. He tried to fit that in to Rivera. Pass was off-key, but he was covered well by Perry Riley.
Third and 10. And out of the backfield is Jennings, and he'll be short of the first down by about 5 or 6 as the clock will run down. And they are going to let the clock run out. And that will be the end of the first half with the score, the Raiders 14 and the Redskins 10. And we now go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Visa halftime show, which starts now. And welcome back to Oakland, where the Raiders lead the Redskins going into the second half 14-10. Want to remind you to follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/ NFL. Well, we talked about play selection at the top of the game for the Redskins. They have run 14 times and passed 19.
Yeah, you know, the Washington Redskins are definitely trying to balance things out, but they don't feel like they're on, I don't feel like they're on rhythm yet. They've had the one drive where they hurried up and got down the field, but other than that, they really haven't produced much.
What about Matt Flynn?
I think Matt Flynn's done a good job so far today. He's been efficient with this offense. Relying on the running game, Darren McFadden out, so we're seeing a lot of Rashard Jennings. But I think this offense is functioning as well as they could without Terrell Pryor at quarterback today.
And we've had a defensive touchdown, and we've had a special teams touchdown in this game. So the offense have not been center stage at all. Darren McFadden has been hurt with a hamstring and has hardly played. And Marcel Reese is fullback. By the way, last week McFadden threw his first NFL pass and a touchdown pass to Reese. So the Raiders getting the ball first. They won the toss and deferred, so Potter kicking off to Kobe Ford. He goes out of the end zone. And they'll take it out of the 20 as we send it down to Chris Button.
Hey, Dick, both coaches said they need to emphasize getting that spark on offense. Dennis Allen said that despite the injuries to Darren McFadden and Marcel Reese, he wants to run the football, take pressure off of the quarterback. As for the Redskins, Mike Shanahan was happy with what they got from that up-tempo offense and wanted to do a little bit more of that in the second half. One other note, DeLangelo Hall is questionable with an injury to his right ankle.
Well, would be a big loss, but he's back on the field now, so he got back on there, and that's good news for the Redskins. First down and 10. Flynn has time. Time breaking down, however, and he throws the ball away. Redskins doing a good job against the Raider receivers downfield.
Well, the Redskins are dropping back into more coverage today. You know, last week and the weeks before, they've been really kind of helter-skelter on some of the calls that they've made, but today they're covering up receivers down the field, making Matt Flynn hold on to the ball, doing a really good job in secondary.
Despite the injury to McFadden, the Raiders are averaging over 5 yards a rush. And Rashard Jennings is handling that duty, and it's Jim Haslett's responsibility to try to curtail Oakland. It'll be second down and 10. And here's the handoff to Rashard Jennings again. And he gets about 3-4 yards with London Fletcher making the tackle. Let's take a look at the first half summary.
See the Washington Redskins here with 151 yards, the Raiders 168. This game has really been about time possession, though, for the Redskins, if you ask me, or for the Raiders, if you ask me. They've controlled the clock. They've converted more third downs. The Redskins are only 2 of 8 on third down. And talking to the guys down on the field earlier, some of the coaches for the Redskins, they said the game will be dictated by who plays better on third down.
And here's one right now. Third down and 6. Out of the shotgun is Matt Flynn. And Flynn's pass incomplete and too wide for the intended receiver, Bryce Butler. So it'll be 3 and out. Crowd not appreciative of what the Raiders offense did in the first series of the second half. And so Marquette King will come in to kick it away. Jim Haslett's team does the job on the first possession of the second half. Chris Thompson back for the Redskins. Thompson at the 30. And down he goes. And it's Taiwan Jones, who figured in a punting situation, fourth quarter run earlier. So RG3 comes out. Let's see how the Redskins offense goes here in the third.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost.
First down at the 30-yard line for the Redskins. Longest pass play was 16 yards in the first half. They've averaged 3 yards a rush. Nothing big there, and taking off after the handoff on the read option. Fake handoff, and Griffin will get the first down. And penalty flag is down. And Griffin might have stepped out of bounds just shy of the first down. We'll see what the penalty is.
Holding. Number 88 offense. Taking out penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
So that's on the receiver, Garcon.
See Garcon over here working on Mike Jenkins. Read option play. Robert Griffin III gets out on the corner. When that jersey pulls, when Mike Jenkins is trying to get on, it makes that call very easy. for that official.
So still first down and 13 now, back at the 27. And here is Griffin trying to turn the corner and throws it into the Redskin bench. Good pressure that time by Lamar Houston and Pat Sims. So second down and 13 for the Redskins, who have not come out really much in sync here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Pat Sims goes right by Chris Hester, dives onto Robert Griffin's leg. Looking up at the ref like that had to be something, right? But no, we let it go.
Second down and 13. And there is the quick out to Joshua Morgan, and Morgan is going to be stopped after a gain of about 5, but well shy. It'll be third down and long as a 5-yard gain, and Kevin Burnett making the tackle. Taking a look at the Redskins offensive leaders, Griffin is rushed for 43 yards, has passed for 122, and Garcon with 5 catches, 54 yards, came into the game with 23 receptions on the year.
Yeah, he is definitely their go-to guy. Third down situation here. He's again matched up down here on the rookie DJ Hayden.
Third down and 8.
Raiders showing blitz.
And here they come. Blitz is on. Griffin outside, nowhere to go, and he throws the ball away. And that's been a story we've seen throughout the game for Griffin. He has been chased straight back or going to his left or right, and this time it was Nick Roach, the middle linebacker.
See Robert Griffin, this offensive line is really struggling up front, handling all this pressure. They get 2 guys coming off the edge. One guy's been free almost all night. There's nowhere for him to get rid of the ball immediately. Scrambles out of the pocket, whereas last year he may have been able to run away from those guys. This year he just hasn't been able to do it.
Rocca kicking to Jacoby Ford, running up and making the play at the 28-yard line on the low kick, and gets taken down as he crosses the 30 by Darrell Tapp. So the Raiders have the lead over the Redskins, who are looking for their first win of the year and trailing early here in the third. Darren McFadden in the street clothes, trying to come back after the hamstring injury after picking up 29 yards on 5 carries. First down for the Raiders. And handling the running back duties in his absence is Rashad Jennings. There was still another injury for the Raiders. Usama Young, the free safety, shaken up and coming off the field. Well, we have had a laundry list, Rondé, of injuries on both sides today.
These trainers are making their money today, man. This has been every other player, so it seems like somebody's nicked up or hurt. Missing McFadden is going to be a big deal for these guys, though.
Second down and 8. And Jennings with the carry. 9th carry of the game for Jennings. And the offensive leaders there, don't forget 2 touchdowns, 1 on special teams by the Raiders and 1 defensively by the Redskins. Those are Matt Flynn's numbers. Darren McFadden had a 14-yard rush before he couldn't go on, and a couple of big plays by Denarius Moore. Third down and 7.
And Darren McFadden was running some wildcat formations early in the game. He was being effective, and he got with the injury.
5 for 12 on third downs. Matt Flynn, and the screen pass up the middle, Jeremy Stewart. And Stewart will be short of the first down by 2 yards as he's tackled by Perry Riley Jr. Jeremy Stewart, who recovered the block punt in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. And so the Redskins will get the ball, and Marquette King will punt it away.
That's about the 3rd or 4th drop back that Matt Flynn has taken and not been able to find anybody down the field. Kind of slow to let go of the balls, nobody open, having to scramble and dump off checkdowns. Redskins did a really good job there of rallying to that ball, making tackles, and forcing his 4th down punt.
Chris Thompson is back. Or they let it bounce. And the Raiders are going to like it at the 11-yard line. Well, islands are nice, but that's not one you want to be on unless you're visiting. Well, this is what the black hole, the Coliseum here, is known for. These fans, they come decked out, don't they?
Yes, they do. Seal Moore was trying to get them all fired up there just a second ago.
First down on the 11 for the Redskins. And Alfred Morris is going to lose a couple of yards. Morris, whose longest run has been 9 yards. And the longest play for the Redskins have been 16.
Redskins getting back into that hurry-up, calling the play at the line of scrimmage. It's the only thing that's been effective for them thus far in this game. Kyle Shanahan going right back to it.
Second down and 12, and Griffin finds an opening and takes off and gives himself up. Taking a crash course in sliding after last week fumbling, going straight forward, and he went down there after a gain of 3. And it'll be 3rd and long coming up for Kyle Shanahan and the Redskins offense. There have been no first downs in the second half. Redskins have been 3 and out once, Raiders 3 and out twice.
Yeah, the Raiders started out 4 of 5 on 3rd down. Now there's 5 of 13. The Redskins are only 2 of 9 on 3rd down today. Haven't been able to get this offense in gear quite yet.
And here is Griffin's pass, and it is caught for the first down by Logan Paulson. And he gets plenty more after the catch and fumbles the ball. And the Raiders have it back. Logan Paulson made a catch, nifty run of 33 yards total and coughed it up, and the Raiders will get it back in Redskin territory. And it was Kevin Burnett who recovered the fumble for Oakland.
Did you see how many players were ripping at that football? Paulson makes a good catch. Robert Griffin III finds him late over the middle for what would have been a first down catch. See Paulson down here. Robert Griffin looking the other way, finds time, finds him. But watch how many guys take a swipe at this ball. One guy, Mike Jenkins, finally gets his hand in there and pops it out. That's a very aware defense when you're trying to go at this ball.
And you know, they review all turnovers. And they did there. It's going to be Raiders ball on the 42 of the Redskins. First turnover of the game for Washington. And first in, the quick out to Denarius Moore, breaks it, and Moore, turning on the Jets, gets to the 35-yard line. Shy of the first down by about 3. Baker on the tackle.
That turnover there felt like it energized that team a little bit. The crowd went crazy. Raiders look to take advantage of some of this energy, some of that momentum.
Greg Olson, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders. They thought it was going to be Terrell Pryor today, but it was Matt Flynn. Flynn will hand off to Rashad Jennings. And Jennings stopped just short of the first down. Well, watch 60 minutes of live NFL games free now through October 1st. Call ** NFL to download now. Under 8 minutes remaining in the third. Raiders at 1 point led 14-0.
Greg Olson, I was talking to him on the field. He said he talked to his guys last night when they were pretty sure that Terrell Pryor wasn't going to play. He said, it's not about the quarterback. You guys go do your job, and they'll be okay.
They're down in 1, and the handoff is to Olawale. Jameis Olawale, and Arapco is right there. And it'll be 4th down. So Arapco and Kerrigan both playing outstanding football for the defensive unit for the Redskins today. And now Janikowski comes in.
Watch his quick penetration here by Arapco. Hits Jameis Olawale right in the face, right at the line of scrimmage. Even lost a yard there, I think, Dick.
So 3rd and 1, and the Redskins hold, and this will be a 52-yard attempt. Janikowski, one of the leaders in field goals from 50 yards or more, kicking from the infield dirt, and the kick is no good. Sebastian Janikowski misses the 52-yard field goal, and the Redskins will get good field position. Always tougher on the infield dirt, where the A's still have baseball to be played, and we'll be back. Well, the missed field goal attempt by Janikowski giving the Redskins good field position starting this drive from their own 42, trying to get something going. They haven't been able to do it. Their one touchdown has been a defensive touchdown today.
Neither offense can get things going here in the second half, Jake. It's been real slow tempo, not much urgency by either side.
And here is Griffin, and he goes out to the flat, and the pass caught by Niles Paul, but not in a position where Paul could run with it after the catch, and a gain of 4.
Well, Robert was looking down the field there, didn't see what he wanted, dumps it off to the flat, and then again, Kyle Shanahan calling this up-tempo offense, calling the plays at the line of scrimmage for the Redskins.
Second down, flag is down, and here's Alfred Morris. And Morris picking up a couple. Jack Crawford making the tackle, but a penalty marker toward the near sideline. And the indication is it's against the Raiders.
Offside. Number 55, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty.
Moore.
Repeat second down.
After the turnover, watch Terrell Pryor, who's inactive today.
See him right here, out on the field, Dick. Coach comes and grabs him and says, "You are not supposed to be out here, son. I know you're excited." There's some urgency with that guy.
Second down and 1, and here's Morris, and he'll have the first down and still on his feet. And there is Morris, who last year was second to Adrian Peterson in rushing in the National Football League. And Morris now with 42 yards rushing. His longest gain was 9 before that 13-yard dash.
Yeah, Alfred Morris saw right there some of qualities that they love. The nifty, being able to make guys miss, break some tackles. Not very big, but very powerful runner.
First down at the 36 of Oakland. Griffin will go to Morris. Morris trying to cut to the outside. And Morris is wrestled down after a good gain to the 30-yard line. And for a game break, here's Kurt Menefee.
Second time today, these two hook up for a touchdown. Danny Woodhead from Phillip Rivers, 13 yards on the score. It's a 21-20 Cowboy lead. Good game in the third quarter in Oakland. Dick Ronde.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. We have an injured player, Mike Jenkins, the cornerback who played for the Dallas Cowboys. And so yet another injury. And if we were to have a list of the injuries from top to bottom on the screen, we'd have to move to a second page.
At this point, Dick, it's almost who's not hurt on these teams. Mike Jenkins, I think, got a hand to the face there when Alfred Morris was stiff-arming him.
And he'll come out, and DJ Hayden, the rookie top pick from Houston, will come in for him.
Alfred Morris bounces this thing out to the right. You see come into the right. His hand goes into his face mask.
Just take a look at the play selection, and more balanced today than it has been.
Yeah, you can tell they're trying to force the ball to Alfred Morris, as they should.
Second down and 3, and here is Griffin. And Griffin's going to loft it up into the end zone, and a flag goes down. And let's see if there was contact on Fred Davis by Nick Roach, who was covering him down there. Once again, Raider defense coming in on Griffin, and it was Jack Crawford once again. Indicated could be a possible push-off. Bill Levy will explain.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. The ball was uncatchable.
Unable to be caught, and that is a rule that still exists. So
you just don't hear it very often. They run this pistol bootleg. Robert Griffin's looking for this throwback all along. Fred Davis had come from the other side of the field. That ball's in play. I think that's a penalty, but that uncatchable rule, they pick up the flags.
It was out of the end zone, so now third down and 4. So another Third down situation for the Redskins on the 30. Here's Griffin on the slant pass, is caught for the first down to Leonard Hankerson. And Hankerson gets it down to the 11. A big play there. Woodson on the tackle for Hankerson, his 4th catch of the game.
So the Redskins line up with 2 receivers. Hankerson's over here. Santana Moss underneath them. He just runs right. Little rub underneath. Santana picks Tracy Porter. Gets 13, 14 yards there for the first down.
And the 2 biggest plays for the Redskins on this drive. Joshua Morgan in motion to the right. First down. Here's Morris. Morris fighting his way inside the 5 and getting to about the 3-yard line. And close to another first down. The Redskins can get a first down without getting a touchdown. And there you saw Kaluka Mayava losing his helmet.
Watch these guys, this zone run, this zone scheme blocking, everybody moving down the line of scrimmage. Alfred Morris is a really patient runner. Waits for his gap, sticks his foot in the ground and gets vertical and gets inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 3. And here's Hilo. And he's going to lose a couple.
Yeah, nothing going there. That Raiders defense having a pretty strong game up front. I know Alfred Morris has 71 yards rushing here. They've stuffed a lot of runs too.
So Burnett, former Dolphin, starting linebackers all new this year. C.O. Moore, who is a 3rd-round pick from UConn. Nick Roach, ex-Bear, and then Burnett from the Miami Dolphins.
Got a whole new secondary as well. Good.
3rd and 3. And Griffin's pass caught. Did he hold on? Touchdown, Pierre Garçon. So the Redskins get their first offensive touchdown of the day, and it comes with under 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, and have taken the lead for the first time. And with the extra point, can be up by 3.
Robert Griffin finds his go-to guy. Pierre Garçon just runs an under route. Hayden running through traffic that those other 2 guys can't catch up to him. Ball's delivered on time. Touchdown. These Washington Redskins. Really well-designed play there. Robert Griffin was going there the whole way. Washington offense finally gets a touchdown.
Garçon with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. John Potter giving the Redskins a 17-14 lead. So Garçon with his 6th catch of the game, capping an 8-play, 58-yard drive, and RG3 really up for that one. Redskins had converted only 2 third downs before that drive, and they converted 2 big ones there. And the 58-yard, 8-play drive, giving them the 17-14 lead. And John Potter will be kicking off to Jacoby Ford. And the Raiders will take it out on the 20. So for the first time today, the Redskins taking the lead, looking for their first victory of the season. For a complete recap of Week 4 in the NFL, as well as the battle for baseball's final playoff spots and the firing of USC head coach Lane Kiffin, make sure to check out Jay and Dan on Fox Sports Live tonight and every night at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on Fox Sports 1. So Alfred Morris joining the nicked up club as he's on the bench right now. That's why Helu came in on that 3rd down play for the Redskins. Meanwhile, Matt Flynn back at quarterback on 1st down and completing the pass to Jameis Olawale, and Olawale getting the 1st down. And a good play with Merriweather and Dowdy. So without McFadden and Reese, Olawale picking up the slack, as has Rashad Jennings.
Had a double move there on the outside. He didn't see what he wanted. The coverage was there, so he checked it down to Jameis Olawale.
And another injured player, Brian Arapco.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen this many injuries. Morris going into the locker room. Arapco started to get up just now and goes right back down to his knee.
He was shaken up last week against Detroit and came back. Did Brian Orakpo, and he's been the fixture, he and Ryan Kerrigan, for what the Redskins have managed to do defensively this year.
Yeah, well, he was coming off that injury from last year, and we had these guys last week and was talking to Ryan Kerrigan about him. He said he was trying to come back, and he had a mission. Wanted to lead this defense.
McFadden also has been injured. Morris has been out.
Marcel Reese. A lot of guys.
First down to Rashad Jennings. Flag is down in the backfield, and a second one goes down. And Jennings picking up about 7 yards.
Holding. Number 85 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So it's the tight end, Jaron Mastrud. That nullifies that 7-yard run. All right, let's check on at least one of the big injuries, the one you're looking at, Alfred Morris, and here is Chris Button.
Yeah, you guys saw him walking off. I just spoke to the team. They said he's questionable with a rib contusion, guys.
All right, Chris, on that last drive, he carried 3 times for 29 yards.
Both starting running backs out. Big, huge losses for both offenses.
First down and 20. Flynn swings it out to Jennings. Jennings making the most after the catch. Brings it out to the 29, where D'Angelo Hall, who was shaken up earlier, makes the catch. Here's Morris.
Alfred Morris on that zone read. Tough run that he had. It didn't look like he took any shots there. Going to the ground, maybe a knee or something hit up under his ribs, but enough to send him to the locker room. We saw him on the sideline during that break, and he looked like he was in pretty considerable pain.
Minute and a half remaining in the third. 2nd and 12. Jeremy Stewart now in the backfield along with Flynn. Flynn holding on to the ball, and down he goes. And it was Barry Cofield, the nose tackle. Ball nearly jarred loose from Flynn. Instead, a loss of 6, and the 4th time that the Redskins have gotten to Flynn, as you see Orakpo back in the game for Washington.
And these Redskins are playing much better in the secondary today. Coverage is there, forcing Matt Flynn to hold on to the ball.
A lot of the players who have been hurt, not all of them, of course, have come back. Just saw D'Angelo Hall again. 3rd down and 18. And Flynn will be the victim of Brian Orakpo again. So shaken up, didn't affect his abilities, and that is the 5th sack of the game, a loss of 6.
Orakpo standing out here on the line of scrimmage. See him working on Khalif Barnes. Goes right by him, powered through him. Gets Matt Flynn on the ground. Matt Flynn seems to be holding on to the ball, if you ask me, Dick. He's not getting rid of this thing quickly. Coverage is good, but you still got to force some throws sometimes. He's allowing this defensive front to get after him.
King will hunt to Thompson. Takes a big hop at the 40. And it will wind up around there. So Orakpo, with his 2nd sack of the game, has 3 on the year. And Ryan Kerrigan has 4 on the season. Well, tonight on Fox, do you have what it takes to survive the return of animation domination? It's 2 epic hours that'll give all your senses a workout. Don't miss the season premiere of your animation domination favorites. It all starts when Kristen Wiig guest stars with The Simpsons tonight on Fox.
See Orakpo there. Jim Haslam's defense. 5 sacks already today. I think the secondary has played much better. It's a big reason the Redskins have a lead in this game right now.
Roy Heller Jr., who is in for Morris, who's gone to the locker room with a rib injury, and that will be the last play of the quarter. That is the end of the 3rd quarter here in Oakland with the score. The Redskins 17 and the Raiders 14. And Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Start of the 4th quarter. Dick Stockton, Rondé Barber, Chris Button. Good stop by the Redskins defense. They have a 2nd down and 7 on the 39, leading by 3 as we start the 4th. Here is Griffin's pass, and it's caught on the infield dirt right behind second base, and a 1st down into Raider territory to the 47. Logan Paulson with the reception.
Made sure he held on to that one, too, Dick. As soon as he caught it, he got both arms around that thing.
Had a 33-yard catch, good run, and then coughed it up. But it did not hurt the Redskins. Last quarter, 1st and 10. And here is Hellu Jr. And he'll get within 3 yards of a 1st down. Good drive by the Redskins on the last drive to take the lead.
Yeah, a lot of it was Alfred Morris. He's in the locker room now, but he was a big part of this. Big 3rd down at Hankerson there. Robert Griffin III finds Pierre Garçon for the touchdown not long after that.
And Hello is dropped, slips, and will lose a yard. Early here in the 4th quarter, it'll be 3rd down again. Remember, in the last drive, the Redskins converted 2 3rd downs and got their first offensive touchdown of the game. Now it'll be 3rd down and 4 on the 41 of Oakland. And timeout called by the Raiders. It's their first of the 2nd half.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. And by Subway, train hard, eat fresh.
Mount Diablo in the distance here. Meanwhile, the Redskins, who are 4 for 12 on 3rd down situations, need 4 yards here. And here is Griffin. And Griffin going on top for Santana Moss. And the pass incomplete. And Moss covered downfield by Tracy Porter. So 4th down coming up.
Raiders brought blitz there. Charles Woodson was screaming off that edge. He got blocked. And Robert had his guy. He just overthrew him a little bit.
So Adams goes back, and Rocca will be punting. Rocca trying to get it inside the 20, and will. The fair catch called for by Adams inside the 15. Well, we're some key running back injuries today. Alfred Morris out with the rib injury right now. Had gained 71 yards. Darren McFadden, who had a big early start with a 14-yard gain, hamstring. Questionable for Morris, but not for McFadden, who's in street clothes. And Marcel Reese, a good receiver out of the backfield with a knee injury, and he wasn't coming back.
Yeah, we talked early in this game about both teams needing to establish the run. Washington with Morris and Oakland with McFadden to help their quarterbacks. All guys are out. Had to go to other options.
So what does Flynn do now? He doesn't have the backs. Although Jennings has done a good job, he's got to throw, and the Redskins know it. Back to the 5, and going underneath to Jennings, breaks a tackle. And Rashard Jennings winds up with a 1st down, getting past the 25. Reed Doughty ultimately makes the tackle, and the missed tackle by London Fletcher, and a gain of 14 when it should have been much shorter.
A lot of missed tackles on this Redskins defense still. You see Rashad Jennings sneak out of the backfield. He's right there. London Fletcher has him keyed up, misses him. Rashard Jennings, the big body, 6'1", 230-ish, just running through the arm tackles of the Washington Redskins.
7 catches for 54 yards as you see the missed tackles this year, most in the league by the Redskins. And a 1st down, and Jennings trying to test the middle and gets a couple. So what a game for Jennings, having to play with McFadden out. He has 28 yards on 10 carries and 54 yards on 7 receptions to lead the receivers for the Oakland.
Yeah, he's been asked to do a lot. He also had factor on special teams today. Rashard Jennings, you got to step up. You got to step up.
2nd down and 8. Butler and Streeter go out wide to the left. 4 wide receivers.
Empty formation. Jennings up top.
Flynn, and off the mark, trying to get it to Rod Streeter. Good game for Jennings today in relief.
Yeah, Rashad Jennings had to step up. He's the one responsible for the block punt. Up and under on Perry Riley. See him factoring in on offense as well, catching some screen passes, catching checkdowns, running through tackles. He's had to be the primary ball carrier here in the second half for this Raiders team. And I think he's done a good job. 5th-year player out of Liberty, Virginia, not far from where I grew up.
They produce good football players, I would assume. 3rd down and 8. And here is Flynn. And Flynn is tackled from behind by Barry Cofield. And that'll be the 2nd sack for Cofield. And the 6th of the game for the Redskins. And the crowd expressing their displeasure. 4th down coming up, and Marquette King will come in to kick.
Again there, Dick. Matt Flynn had to drop back, had quick action, but didn't let go of the ball, held on to it. Jim Hadlett's defense created another sack.
And of course, they're missing the dimension that Terrell Pryor would have provided, the ability to run, and maybe on that particular play he could have.
Absolutely.
And here's Chris Thompson, and he'll let that one bounce, and it goes out of bounds at the 25. So Terrell Pryor unable to go again. Remember the concussion on Monday night? Didn't get it today. Numbers for Matt Flynn, and his interception resulted in a touchdown for the Redskins. Well, Rondé, what's it like to play in a game like this when neither team can move the ball?
Well, this is definitely a war of attrition. We keep bringing it up. When we talk about this Oakland Raiders offense being very dynamic with Terrell Pryor, with him out, this has been pretty slow. Not a lot going on, especially not in the second half. Raiders started 4 or 5 on 3rd down. They've been 1 of 11 since then.
And Hillu, who played at Nebraska, gets stopped. Tracy Porter penetrating from the secondary and cuts him down for a loss of 1. Greg Olson, Kyle Shanahan, and the offensive story today. Rushing yards practically even, and an edge to Washington in the passing game.
Yeah, the Redskins have done a little bit more damage in the second half than have the Oakland Raiders.
Injured player is Brian Sanford, defensive end who started with Jason Hunter out with a quadricep injury. So the beat goes on as far as injuries in this game. We'll take a break early in the 4th. Redskins up by 3.
This game is sponsored by Lexus, introducing a car design with one purpose: to stand apart. The all-new 2014 Lexus IS.
Still early in the 4th quarter, and it's 2nd down and 11 on the 23 for the Redskins, and RG3, 3-point lead for Washington. And the pass caught by Darrell Young. And Kaluka Maava makes the tackle. So there's Alfred Morris back on the field without his jersey. So the 2 prominent running backs, Darren McFadden and Alfred Morris, both out of uniform. That's what Morris did today. His longest gain was 13 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now on the 27 of the Redskins. Griffin's pass, and knocked away. Flag is down. And the Redskins right now have lost the ball. No indication was given that it was an incomplete pass. But a flag is down. Brandon Ross made the fumble recovery.
Offside. Number 99 defense. Lined up offside.
Lamar Houston offside.
Repeat 3rd down.
And they're going to repeat the 3rd down. So that was the penalty.
Lamar Houston over here on the right side, lined up in the neutral zone. That would have been a huge penalty, taking away this turnover. Although I'm not sure they wouldn't have reviewed that. I don't know if he had possession long enough for that to even be a turnover, Dick. But either way, the Redskins get another opportunity. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 2 or so from the 33-yard line.
Penalties have been even. Crowd on its feet, urging on the Raiders defense. Griffin's pass incomplete. Intended for Santana Moss, and Jenkins covering, no flags down, and so the Raiders hold, and Rocca will come in to kick it away.
See Garcon, he's going to run up the field, and you'll see Santana Moss come out to the flat. Mike Jennings making an instinctive play, coming off his guy. Knocked that ball incomplete.
Ford is back. Rocca will kick. Rocca already had a punt block, resulting in a touchdown. Here's Ford giving ground inside the 20, turning the corner, and making the most of a slim opportunity. So what will Matt Flynn come out and do with 16 for 26 on the day with his team trailing by 3? Raiders ball, and they only have 42 total yards in the second half. We'll start from the 30-yard line. Play action for Matt Flynn on first down. Rushed out of the pocket and manages to pick up maybe a yard, with Fletcher making the play. Let's check in with Chris Budden.
Terrell Pryor can't make an impact on the field, but he's trying to on the sidelines. During that last changeover, he got up off the bench, went to his wide receiver, started yelling at them, trying to get them fired up.
Thank you, Chris. And of course, Pryor was planned to be the quarterback in this game, and then an 11th hour switch to Matt Flynn. Hadn't practiced till Thursday and took 20 snaps on Friday. They thought he would be able to go.
45.
Second down and 8. Flynn trying to get away. And his pass. And caught. And extra yards. So Flynn, flush from the pocket, makes a desperation throw to Denarius Moore, who made a terrific catch on a low ball and ended up with 12 yards.
David Anderson almost made a bad rookie mistake by not touching down Denarius Moore. You see the coverage here is a double move out and up. Feels his quarterback out of the pocket. Denarius Moore comes back for this ball, but David Anderson jumps right over him. Anderson jumps right over him. It's not college anymore, son.
Rashard Jennings getting 4 yards. And 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 1 point. Raiders led 14-0, but 17 unanswered points by the Redskins. Trying to win their first game of the year in a division in which most of the teams have struggled. Philly is getting beaten soundly by Denver 49-13, and the Giants lost their 4th in a row today. Second down and 6.
Dallas is also losing to San Diego right now. The NFC East is tight, or it's going to be tight after today.
And the ball knocked away from Flynn, and the loose ball. And the fumble recovered by Cofield, the nose tackle. And it was Ryan Kerrigan who got in. Tipping the ball out of the hands of Matt Flynn. Kerrigan forced the fumble. And Cofield has it in a huge turnover, giving the Redskins the ball in Oakland territory.
Let's watch Ryan Kerrigan over here working on pass shows, just powers through the tackle, sticks his arm in. Matt Flynn taking the ball back, forces the fumble. It's a sack. The Redskins get a really big turnover at this juncture in the game.
No question about it, Grande. The Raiders turn it over for the second time. Redskins coming in were -2 in the turnover ratio. They've turned it over once, have forced 2, 1 for a touchdown. Let's see if they can take advantage and score here. And here is Griffin looking like he wanted to go deep. Escapes and finds an open receiver, and Hello with a vault over a defender and gets inside the 15-yard line. High hurdles for Roy Hello Jr. and Brandon Ross was there.
Robert Griffin III is fired up right now. This is the guy we're used to seeing finding a way to escape out of the pocket, making a great play with his legs and then a good play with his arm on the throw. And Hello Jr. finishing that runoff in style.
And a first down on the 14. So Roy Hello Jr. with 50 total yards So Hello Jr. and Jennings as backups have performed well for both teams today. And a first down. And here's Hello again, gets running room up the middle. And Hello will get another first down and more. Touchdown, Washington. Right up the gut, Roy Hello Jr. and the Redskins capitalizing on that Raider turnover, score quickly.
Hello Jr. had some great moves in there. This Washington offense clicking on this drive. 3 plays here for the touchdown. See the shotgun run. A couple of good blocks up front, but this is all hard running through some tackles, falling in for the touchdown for the Redskins.
A 14-yard touchdown run for Roy Hello Jr., who only carried once coming into this game. And here is John Potter with the extra point, and with just under 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, the Redskins now lead by 10, 24-14.
This Redskins defense has come up big. They have 7 sacks. But let's look at this run by Hello Jr. Good, patient running. Bouncing off tacklers. Pure determination to give his Redskins a 10-point lead.
So they have capitalized on 2 turnovers, have the Redskins. They have scored 14 points on 2 Raider turnovers in the game. And that is Morris, the injured running back with the rib injury. And he's got to feel very good for his replacement. A 2-play, 42-yard scoring drive. And it was Kerrigan who forced the fumble. Cofield recovered it. And it didn't take long for the Redskins to score their 24th unanswered point in this game.
Ryan Kerrigan. He's got 3 sacks on today. Arakpo has got 2. Cofield has got 2. This Washington Redskins defense has been very maligned by a lot of people, including us in the pregame. But Jim Havlett's group has shown up today, especially up front. The secondary has been much more sound than it has been. It's a reason why there's a 10-point difference in the score right now.
And Jim Haslett has to be breathing easier now than he was before. Jacoby Ford will run this from the 5-yard line. And no, it was not Ford. It is Jeremy Stewart. And Stewart, with a good return, brings it out near the 30. Well, next week on the NFL on Fox, big matchups and the game's brightest stars take center stage. It all starts with the Fox NFL kickoff show at 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1, followed by Fox NFL Sunday at noon Eastern. And here is the lineup. Seahawks with a big rally today against the Colts, who won. The Eagles, who are struggling against Denver, against the Giants. One of these teams trying to win their first game of the season. Just under 7 to go in the fourth. First down on the 29. And here's Matt Flynn. Streeter makes the reception and gets the first down out to the 42, picking up 14.
That was the first throw since the first half, Dick, where I've seen Matt Flynn really look comfortable, hit his back foot, and let this thing go. Redskins were in cover 2 out here. Corner was in the flat, so the safety was over the top. Made a decisive throw. Reed Dowdy comes over and knocks down Streeter after the catch, but haven't seen a lot of that from Matt Flynn in this second half. They're going to need some more of it. They're going to get back into this football game.
First down on the 43, and here's Jennings. And Jennings with a carry out to the 48.
Got to give it to Greg Olsen right now, staying committed to the run. You're only down 10 points. There's no reason to panic, no reason to feel like you got to throw to get back into this game. Sticking to his game plan. He's going to run Rashard Jennings, take advantage of some play action maybe, and get Matt Flynn a little more comfortable with 6 minutes here left in this game.
And a wise idea, because without McFadden, you think, well, he can only throw, and so he can go to Jennings again. This is a passing situation, and the pass, and it is caught at the 26 by Rivera. And Rivera with a first down loses his hat in the process, and a gain of 26 yards. So Michael Rivera, who caught the first touchdown pass of the game offensively for the Raiders.
Again, watch Matt Flynn here. It's the second throw in a row. He's feel the timing, hits his fifth step, steps into the throw, is able to deliver it to Rivera. He looks so much more comfortable to me when he's on time. When he holds on to the ball, it's like he can't find a guy to get rid of it to. And he's taken 7 sacks today because of it.
Ball now on the 26 of the Redskins. And here is Jennings. Flag is down. And Jennings picks up 3 yards with Fletcher making the tackle. And we have 4:51 now on the clock.
Flag on the play.
Two big pass plays on this drive.
Illegal formation on the offense. Did not have an eligible receiver at the end of the line. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
5 yards against the Raiders. Mike Shanahan, who is 21-7 against these Raiders. Best record he's had against any team. That all was when he was with the Denver Broncos in Dennis Allen. 41 years old, the youngest head coach in the NFL. First down and 15 now.
Shanahan's looking for his first win. I don't care. I don't think he cares that he doesn't have a win other than with Denver against these guys. This team is in desperate need of a W, and they're in position with 4:51 left in this game to get one.
Play action for Flynn. Flynn's got a lot of room on the right, and he completes the pass to Mastrud, the tight end. Roll out to the right, completion to Mastrud for 8 yards.
A lot of variety on this drive here for these Raiders. Saw the boot. We've seen the inside runs. Matt Flynn looks comfortable hitting his back. His fifth step and letting the ball fly. And we haven't seen a lot of this all day, really, from either team, especially not from these Oakland Raiders in the second half.
Maybe the sharpest we've seen Matt Flynn passing-wise in a series.
Yeah, you got to figure he hasn't seen game action since the preseason. So it's understandable.
Second down and 8. And they're going to run it to Jennings up the middle. Jennings nearly broke another tackle. Gets close to the 15-yard line. Fletcher is there. And a gain of 7 yards.
Rashard Jennings is running hard, Dick. He is putting his shoulder down whenever he's engaging a tackle. He's always falling forward. I'm impressed with him today. He's done a lot. Mentioned the special teams. He had the block punt that resulted in a touchdown. Been active catching the ball out of the backfield. He's their leading receiver with 7 catches.
And a measurement coming. You always have a lot of praise for those Virginia athletes,
I have to.
Even if they're from smaller schools.
Went to school in Virginia and Charlottesville. Liberty's about 50 miles down the road. I know it well.
You didn't think about going there, though?
I didn't think about going there, no.
No knock on Liberty, but let's face it.
Not at all. Greg Olsen there. He's got his offense moving here with just under 4 minutes left in this game. They're going to need to score here quick. They're going to run out of time.
Third down and 1. 2 tight end formation. Play action for Flynn being rushed. And his pass is going to be incomplete. And good pressure put on by London Fletcher. We mentioned London Fletcher, the 16-year veteran, his 244th consecutive regular season game longest.
It's a good job by London Fletcher fighting this pressure, but Perry Riley covers up Michael in the flat, Rivera in the flat, allowing London Fletcher time to get his hand on Matt Flynn before he throws this ball. Crucial 4th and 1 for the Oakland Raiders coming up right now.
Fletcher's streak is of active players. So a big one here for Greg Olsen. 4th down and 1, and the quarterback sneak.
It looked like he got stopped right at the line of scrimmage there.
And you wonder if the ball came out in the process.
Well, if the ball did come out.
There's a Rakpo pleading the case for the defense. And they did stop him, and the Redskins take over. And let's see if there was no indication that there's a fumble. Was he stopped on downs? It was Golston and Arakpo.
See the quarterback sneak. Matt Flynn gooses him.
Down Washington.
He's down immediately. And you know what, Dick? I don't think he has that ball. That ball is... You saw him as soon as he started to get tackled. that he was looking for the ball on the ground. Now, if he fumbles on 4th down, he's the only one that's allowed to advance it.
Well, in any
Doesn't
event,
matter,
whether he fumbled or not, and it looked like he was just stopped, as you indicated, Rondé, the Redskins will take over, and it'll be a first down on the 16 with under 3.5 minutes to play. No secret what they'll do here with Roy Hellu Jr., who has been hero hello today for the Washington Redskins. 2 catches for 43 yards, including a 28-yard catch and 6 attempts for 7 yards. And, of course, he has scored the big touchdown to open up a 10-point lead for the Redskins.
Yeah, that touchdown he scored, that two-play drive after the turnover, after the Kerrigan sack fumble, was huge. After replacing Morris, he's been pretty vital to this Redskins offense.
Second down and 11. Roy Hellu Jr. again. And the Raiders call their second timeout. They have 1 left. And the air has been pierced out of the balloon for the Oakland Raiders here. There's a story: 8 rushing yards, 43 receiving yards. And the big story today has been the Redskins putting pressure on Matt Flynn.
You couldn't say that again. 7 sacks, 2 by Kerrigan, or 3 by Kerrigan, 2 by Arakpo, 2 by Cofield. This Washington Redskins defense has been fired up today. They've been getting after the quarterback. They've been the difference. And they haven't been all year, but today they're going to get their pats on the back. They've come away with a W here. And with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left on the clock, a 10-point lead, you almost got to feel that Oakland, using their timeouts here, pretty desperate situation.
7 sacks today, the most in the last 2 years by the Redskin defense. Handoff is to Roy Hellu Jr. and he gets into the open field and goes down, but picks up a first down for the Redskins. And another timeout, and it's the 3rd and final timeout by the Raiders.
Good play call there by Kyle Shanahan. Robert Griffith faked the quick throw just to draw. That first down really is going to allow these Redskins to work this clock here, get to the 2-minute drill.
They have outgained the Raiders on the ground, 112 to 104 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry. And Charles Woodson shaken up now on the sideline.
Yeah, definitely a day of injuries here in Oakland.
But balanced offense for the Redskins. 32 passes, 29 runs, and it was overloaded with the pass coming into this game, but not today.
Well, last week, even when the game was close, we felt like that they were throwing the ball a little too much, but today it's been very balanced. I know that was going to be the emphasis. They said it to us, and we've seen as much today.
Raiders are out of timeouts. First down. Here's Roy Hellu Jr. And they should...
One priority here for the Redskins: hold on to the football.
They'll run this down to the 2-minute warning. So the Redskins, after losing their first 3 games, trying to avoid an 0-4 start, will win in this division if they do hold on, and a tight division race. And after the bye week, they're back in it. And a lot of joyful Redskins on the field now as we have 2 minutes remaining. Redskins coming west. And if they can just hold on to it, they win a road game. Let's take a look at the upcoming games for the Redskins. A bye next week. Then they play at Dallas, home with Chicago, and at Denver. 3 tough games. But if the Cowboys lose and they're down by 9 with 2 minutes to go to San Diego, the Redskins will be only 1 game out of first place in the NFC East. Roy Hellu Jr. So under 2 minutes to go, and the Raiders can't stop the clock. And so the Redskins exactly where Mike Shanahan hoped they would be if they could get the win today against the Raiders.
Yeah, I was hanging out with a couple of these coaches, and all they could say was, get a win today. We'll watch Dallas, see if they lose. Then they have the bye. The Redskins have the bye next week. And the Cowboys will have the Denver Broncos playing the toughest team in the league right now. If they lose that game, Redskins play Dallas in 2 weeks with a chance to be first in the NFC East.
Dallas would be 2-2 and in first place in the division. We have 1:16 to go. And a timeout called by the Redskins.
Timeout, Washington.
But you talk about the NFC East used to be the dominant division.
The flag was thrown.
But a timeout called before the penalty, which would have been a delay of the game. So Dallas, if they lose, would be 500. Redskins 1-3. Eagles 1-3, and they're losing 52-20 with 2 minutes to go in their game in Denver. And the Giants 0-4. Who expected this?
Nobody expected this. Certainly not the general manager of the Redskins when he said that this was the SEC of the NFL. This has been and that's not a knock on Bruce. I like Bruce Allen a whole lot. He was my GM in Tampa all those years. But the NFC East has not lived up to a lot of people's expectations. Certainly not the Redskins. Definitely not the Giants. There's a lot of disappointment. But it looks to me, or it looks to everybody, like the Redskins are going to get their first win today. And they'll fight it out at the end.
3rd down and 4 at the 33. Roy Heller Jr. And he'll be stopped shy of the first down. As we wind down to a minute remaining, and the Redskins will have to kick it away, but the Raiders needing 2 scores with no timeouts remaining. Meanwhile, the Raiders next week will be home to the San Diego Chargers before going to Kansas City and then hosting 2 Pennsylvania teams, the Steelers and the Eagles, and they will drop to 1-3. Their one win was the second week against Jacksonville here. Rocca will be kicking. Jacoby Ford back deep.
That'll be a tough game for them at Kansas City. Steelers lost again today to Minnesota.
And this kick bouncing out of bounds. 21 seconds remaining in the game. Well, coming up next, it's the OT presented by Lowe's, as Matt Flynn, who got the late call, 20 of 31 for 210 yards, 1 touchdown, and the 1 interception. Run in by David Amerson for the touchdown.
Really a tale of 2 halves from Matt Flynn today. Numbers look decent there, 210 yards on 20 completions. There was a large stretch of this second half where they were sitting on about 40 yards and nothing happening.
From the 25, and here's Jennings. And Jennings will have the first down, but down he goes, and that may be it. Griffin today gained 10 yards on 3 carries. Didn't have to run. Was able to pass for 227 yards. Didn't get to 300. Completed 18 of 31 and touchdown. And that is it. And the Redskins beat the Raiders. They were trailing 14-0 with 24 unanswered points. That's the story here